Alright guys, so William currently isn't here right now, but I got some of my fittings in for the Mustang, and still don't have the actual fuel line connector that plugs into the fuel rail. I'm still waiting on that, but I at least got the barb fitting that I broke. We're just going to leave that at that. But so I got the new brake booster line ran. That's run down underneath there. You can kind of see the other end of the hose right there. I got the fuel rail sitting in here. I don't have everything tightened down yet because I'm currently trying to get a torque wrench so I can be able to tighten down the actual intake manifold itself. But I got the fuel injectors sitting in there. This is the little U connector setup that I made to be able to plug the connector into here, which then will plug into this, and I'll have fuel. So I'm probably going to at least get the bolts seated on this, make sure everything's sitting properly, and then I'm going to pull this breather hose off and make my own little custom extension, so when I get the throttle body and the intake pipe on, I can be able to push this down underneath without kinking this hose. Be able to just give it a little extra slack. But once I get this done and the bolt seated on this, I'm gonna get the throttle body on with the intake pipe. So at that point, I'd basically just be waiting on an inch-pound torque wrench, which is the one thing that I don't have, and then that connector. So once I get everything torqued down, last thing I'm still going to be waiting on is the fuel rail connector. But literally once I get that in, I'll be able to come straight out here, screw it on, and it'll be good to go. One thing I also did was the other connector that was right here, I taped and tucked that out of the way. I pulled that hose off because I don't need that anymore, just like how this one I don't need. The other long skinny one that you guys saw sitting on top of here, if you look at the red tape right there, that's where it plugged into. I don't need that anymore, so that's all eliminated out of the way. So the only thing left realistically that needs to get plugged in is throttle body cable. Once that is done and I get the fuel rail connector, I just gotta obviously plug in the injectors, but I'm gonna do that after I get the intake manifold torqued down. So once that shit gets here, be good to go. Alright, so took a few minutes and got a lot of this put back together. So fuel rail is bolted on, fuel injectors are in there. I'm still waiting for a inch-pound torque wrench to be able to torque that down. Got the new breather valve run, throttle body sitting on there. I'm about to put on the air intake, plug in the throttle body, and then at that point it's pretty much going to be as much as I can do until I can get the inch pound torque wrench and the fuel rail connector. But let me get this together and you can already kind of imagine what it will look like once it's done, but let me get this back together and I'll show you guys that here in a second. Alright. About 15 minutes of cussing and screaming later. Finally got intake piping and everything in. Let me go ahead and set the tower brace on there real quick, just so you guys can get a quick look at this once. Pretty much what it'll look like once everything's put back together. There we go. Alright. And that's what we're going to be working with once I get the rest of the stuff that I need. So, it's almost there. It's getting closer. Just little things here and there that need to get done, which ain't a big deal. Once I finally get, that torque wrench and that fuel line fitting, it honestly probably wouldn't take no more than 10 minutes to finally get this thing running. 10 15 minutes once I get all that to be able to give this thing at least a initial startup. Obviously no driving around, because this thing's going to need a tune, which pretty much once I get the fitting for the fuel rail, I'm going to order that tune from Lund so I can get that taken care of. And it's not like I'm really in a rush right now, because as y'all can see, it is snowing pretty decently over here, so this thing don't really need to be out in the snow. It hardly held traction before with what I was running, but she's gonna have a little bit more power now, so shit happens. But unfortunately, won't be able to get it running today, because like I've said multiple times, still missing one damn thing. But once that comes in, guarantee you William will be over here. We'll get this put back together the rest of the way, and she'll be ready to hit the road and get my payback on the one and only car that's beat me out here, which I ain't going to tell you what it is, but when this car's done, we'll set up a race with him, and we'll see how things go round 2 against him. So that's probably going to be it. I don't know. It really just depends on when William gets here on what he really wants to do with this. So I might see you in a second. I might not. We'll see.
Hey guys, I know I've been a little late on this whole install and everything. However, this monkey got some things in.
Got the last final part needed for it. It finally came in. So the portion that I recorded the other day, that was end of last week. So final part finally came in, so we'll be able to start this dude.
Time to go piss off the neighbors. I don't know if he showed y'all this or not, but look at that. It says Diablo. And I don't know if the camera does it justice, but this thing is just gorgeous.
To be honest, I forgot I even did that.
Yeah.
I did it literally a couple days ago.
Oh, look at this. We're gonna get first start today, and see how she likes it. Joe is going all over all the fittings, making sure everything is good to go. Yeah, this is about to be wild. I can't wait. All right, so Joe is about to start purging the fuel system. How you do that on these cars, excuse me, is you turn the key on, you turn it off, or you can, if you just don't care, is turn the car over until she catches. But we care about cars here, and we're not going to do that. So yeah. It's gonna get shiesty. I can't wait. He's currently plugging up his tailpipe, and we are going to see how she runs. Go ahead. Damn it. Go. All right, so I put the relay in the wrong place. No! Back in there. Yeah.
I also do have to shove it pretty deep.
No, you get back in there. Yeah. She lives. Oh. No leaks?
I don't see his fuel injectors leaking.
Good.
Which was my main concern.
Yeah. Ooh, it's moving.
No leaks in there. Want to check the...
Let's go. But I'm so happy for you.
It's also because it's, I don't have it 1100 right now.
Okay.
So hopefully once it warms up.
Yeah. So, took it on its initial drive. Nothing crazy. Didn't get into it too hard. Nothing. Well, we found out we have a coolant leak because somebody forgot to release the clamp. That one wasn't on me. But yeah, when Joe gets done monkeying around with that, we'll get his initial reaction on it. And
I can't really give an initial reaction because I'm ripped.
fair enough. But it's gonna be crazy, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and always have a great day.